What's going on, everybody? My name is Justin Gotzi for Justin Gotzi TV. Thank you so much for checking out today's video. Today, guys, we're here to bring you guys a July 8th edition of NXT, giving you guys a quick review on the show. This show was actually okay. I gave it a C- rating because there was just not a lot to it, but it's NXT. There's always some sort of excitement, and what really made this entire card was basically a rerun of the match of Beast in the East between Finn Balor and Kevin Owens. Now, this is about the third time of me recording this, so hopefully I get everything on tab this time. And like I said, this was a show, like I said, was all about, what happened at the Beast in the East show. This happened just a couple of days out there in Japan, the return of Finn Balor to Japan. Finn Balor has made himself a huge name on the scene in Japan in the early years of his wrestling career. Coming over to, the WWE was the biggest thing, and he's getting, such a big spotlight now. He actually defeated Kevin Owens at the event to get the NXT Championship. Kevin Owens could likely be, a main roster stay. I don't think right now. Besides the whole thing with Samoa Joe, I think that Kevin Owens should continue his rivalry with John Cena. I mentioned actually asked Graham Gius and Matthews. I'm a huge fan of what he does. I ask him a lot of questions on wrestling, and one of the questions is I think that he should be a mainstay. I think that on the main roster, I think Samoa Joe should not be right now down at NXT. I think he's main roster ready. I know a lot of people think that he should be down. Just get a little bit more familiar with what the WWE has, upcoming down at NXT. But you know what? Samoa Joe has been around professional wrestling for years now, being very successful in TNA in his early goings of his time in TNA. Coming over to the WWE, I just think that if you have two dominant guys like Kevin Owens and Samoa Joe, the WWE really needs some more. The talent pool up at the main roster is kind of outside of Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, and Dean Ambrose, and I guess you can throw John Cena in there. I'm not trying to be a hater or anything, but they really need some outside talent, and I think Samoa Joe could really do it. But that's the only thing that's really, running wild right now on Kevin Owens is the whole issue with Samoa Joe. Hopefully that, we can see some more of that. I want to see it more up at the main roster. A lot of people are saying that Kevin Owens is going to end up taking the U.S. title from John Cena. There's a lot of, things up in the air right now, but we'll just have to wait and see what's going forward. But like I said, this entire NXT show here on July 8th was all based around that entire matchup in that whole, pretty short rivalry between the two. Hopefully we do get a rematch between them because it was such an entertaining match. It was such a great show out there in Beast in the East. That was a very, highly, acclaimed show for the WWE/NXT show. So hopefully we do see more of, a collaboration of main roster and NXT into like a NXT WWE Super Show. So hopefully we get to see more. But outside the matchup, you get to see some more backstage stuff throughout the day. On this episode of NXT, we had 3 matches on card today. We had 2 tag team matches and a singles matchup. Let's get right into the women's aspect of the tag team match. It was not really an exciting match at all. I mean, I was not expecting a whole lot, but this was a rivalry building up right now between Sasha Banks, Emma, and Dana Brooke. It was just last week that Dana Brooke and Emma was scouting the women's championship in the women's locker room, and during a segment last week, and Dana Brooke was basically telling Sasha Banks that you're not the queen of the Divas division or the women's division, and Dana Brooke has been that vocal centerpiece between the two of her and Emma. I think that Emma is just a follower. I don't really like that a whole lot. I think Emma is suitable for a lot more of a bigger role than with Dana Brooke. I mean, Dana Brooke is hot, so is Emma. I really like this Emma push, but I would like to see more on the aspect of Emma. I think Emma deserves a little bit more of a push. She was on a very nice push before she had that whole cell phone case issue with the WWE a couple of months back. She has now since continued to be punched by the WWE, get sent back down to NXT to work. She's doing a great job as this heel movement. I really like this heel movement of Emma. I'm going to miss that whole entrance thing, but I think we're gonna, in due time, we're going to end up seeing a return of the face Emma, and hopefully we can lean to something new with her character as the heel, and we'll just have to go with what it is right now. But it was made last week that we're going to have a tag team match, but Sasha Banks could not find an opponent. She was out in the ring, could not find an opponent. She wanted to go into a handicap match between Dana Brooke and Emma, but randomly you hear Charlotte's music hit. Charlotte's music, it did not surprise me, but it was kind of ecstatic because I love Charlotte, I love Sasha Banks, and, going into the show, I was like, you know what, there's an idea here that Sasha Banks is going to recruit Charlotte, or trying to get her back, but we'll just have to wait and see. The crowd before Charlotte's music hits, blue pants, blue pants, blue pants. I'm like, do we all really want to see Blue Pants as her tag team partner? No, we got to bring someone who has history with Sasha Banks and has some sort of a meaningful, this is a meaningful tag team match. But it ultimately did not live up to the expectations. So Charlotte came out. She said, "I'll be your tag team partner if I get a title fight or a title match." This match ended a little bit, awkwardly. It was, probably the shortest match in the entire night. It ended via a submission by Sasha Banks. And at the end of the match, this is where the ultimate build-up is. They're really building up for future episodes of NXT when they go through the recording process, because the next NXT TakeOver event is going to be in Brooklyn next to WWE SummerSlam the night before. So they're going to start building something up here pretty soon, so hopefully we get to see some matches. Charlotte is now back on the NXT roster, because you just can't have just, this whole, I'm back, I want a title match, and then all of a sudden they disappear off TV until, NXT until SummerSlam, basically, and you just have their match at, TakeOver, and that's the end of it. I think that, we're going to end up seeing some more matches of Charlotte. I think Charlotte was injured. There was no word on what exactly was going on with Charlotte ever since at the last TakeOver event for the title when Sasha Banks won it, or two TakeOver events ago. So other than that, Charlotte has been off TV, and I'm glad to see her back here on the NXT and getting some more TV time. It's just a matter of time until she's on the WWE roster. I promise you, she is a real thing. But like I said, going on through the night, we saw some more Beasts of the East, backstage segments. Finn Balor talking to the camera about, his victory, what does it mean to him, and, what does it mean to, win it here in, Japan, where it all started in his career. Then all of a sudden, we get a Solomon Crow versus Luis. I think it's Marco Luis. And this was another average matchup. It was nothing. It was just one of those filler matches. That Louis guy, coming out with the bald head, the shaved eyebrows, very strange character. I think they're trying to go more of that, psychotic look for a character like his. Solomon Crow took care of him very easily with the crowbar victory over him. I want to see more of Solomon Crow. I'm a huge fan of Solomon Crow. Very entertaining. His entrance is kind of like, Blake and Murphy, they're into the whole techno, club music. It's just a very exciting character, and I want to see more of him, and hopefully get some more interesting matchups. So we're going to end up seeing hopefully more of Solomon Crow in the coming weeks of NXT. Then we get an interesting backstage segment with Jordan and Gable. Jordan finally broke after having some failed tag team partners over the recent weeks in NXT, and now he's getting Gable the opportunity. So next week, Gable and Jordan are going to be in tag team action. I don't know. It's probably going to end up getting. It will lead to my next matchup. It will probably end up leading to the loser of the Vaudevillains and the Swaff, man, you gotta get Swaff. You gotta get in with Enzo Amore and Big Cass. And this match was to determine the number one contender for the tag team titles in NXT. This was a match like I was expecting, Enzo and Cass to win, because I think Enzo and Cass, taking on Blake and Murphy could be a big thing, for the Brooklyn event, for NXT TakeOver. But, surprisingly, we get the Vaudevillains, and this was just an immediate, tag team matchup. I don't think the Vaudevillains has ever proved that they are deserving for a tag team title fight. I'm not dissing them at all. I mean, it's okay thing. I mean, these what Corey Graves has been bashing both of these tag teams in this matchup, saying how he'll rather brush his teeth with a chainsaw, or the Vaudevillains don't know what year it is, and then he ends up saying Colin Cassidy and Enzo Amore just won't shut up. I'm bashing Corey Graves right here, man. I would rather have Enzo and Cass have the tag team titles and the Vaudevillains, or have the Vaudevillains win over them. But that is what would happen. It was a pretty premature kind of ending to the matchup. It was one of those basic roll ups, a reversal into like a crossbody into a pin, and then it was reversed. And all of a sudden, we end up seeing the Vaudevillains pick up the victory. They are now the #1 contender for the NXT tag team titles. And this was an average show. I mean, the matches were very premature, probably due to the time, because the Finn Balor and Kevin Owens match that they replayed on the event was so long. It took up basically the whole like half an hour of the show, and the matches were condemned to the first tag team match between Brooke and Emma and Charlotte and Sasha. That match was like 5 minutes long, and then we had the Solomon Crow match that was like 3 minutes long, and then the ending tag team match it went into a commercial break, but that also fell to time constraints. So this was overall about to keep it for the matches that what it was, I give it a C-. It was not one of the greatest shows but it also told some interesting storytelling, because now we can end up seeing what could be next for not Solomon Crow. It could end up being what will happen with Enzo and Cass. Are we going to end up seeing like a triple threat tag team match? I think that we can end up seeing some William, that can see Enzo and Cass going up to William Regal and asking them can we prove ourselves that we deserve to be in this, and have like a triple threat tag team match for the tag titles at the NXT Brooklyn event. I want to see something like that. And then we get to see Jordan and Gable next week in a tag team match. It's good storytelling. I think that Colin Cass and Enzo Amore deserve a much bigger role. Sasha Banks and Charlotte, I think there's going to be more development with this new storyline going on. Like I said, we're going to end up seeing some more singles matches between the two ladies as they build up for their likely NXT Brooklyn or for next week's title match. I want to see it in Brooklyn. I think we're going to see it in Brooklyn, but it's going to happen next week on NXT. Likely a main event. We're probably going to end up seeing Finn Balor next week talk to the NXT fans and see who's next up to face them. I'm really excited to see what's going to be going on. Next we get to see Sami Zayn's injury update. Hopefully, his arm is doing good. He can be able to return to action within the next couple of months. Like I said, guys, a C- show. The matches ended a little bit, awkwardly. It was not like any other NXT show. Congratulations to Finn Balor winning the NXT Championship. Let me hear your guys' opinion about today's NXT show on July 8th, 2015. My name is Justin Gotzi for Justin Gotzi TV. If you guys want to see some more reviews, make sure you guys go and check out some past libraries. I got some more NXT reviews coming up. I'm going to do some more pay-per-views. We're going to do some past WWE shows from the Attitude Era, some past SmackDown shows. All this and more here in this review playlist. Make sure you guys go back and check out some other sports videos I have coming up. I got some gaming videos coming up. So click that subscribe button, like the video, and I'll catch you guys in our next video. My name is Justin Gotzi for Justin Gotzi TV. Follow me on Twitter, check out the Facebook page, and I'll catch you guys in our next video.